Alright y'all, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know the usual drill to please like, comment, and subscribe. Helps me out a bunch and it keeps you guys notified when I upload a new video. So please just go down below, hit the subscribe button. It takes literally like 2 seconds. Hit the bell for notifications and we will get into today's video. What's up guys, it's your boy Don B. We are back for another video on my channel. So today we're actually gonna talk about my dance journey. I feel like I touched upon it every now and then in some of my other videos, but I never, sorry I had a hiccup, but I never actually get to explain everything in detail or like how everything went. And so this is just for those that are a little bit interested in me, anyone that wants to be inspired. I just hope that I can inspire some of y'all to do the same thing, especially like if I have any like younger audience. Like I hope you guys really continue to push yourself as you get older, and even for my older folks out there, don't let age think that like that can stop you from doing anything, will be today's message. But we're gonna get into the video. How I started dancing, I was 17 when I first really tried learning a dance for the first time. The first dance I learned was, well, I'll go back a bit. So I have a friend at high school. This is when I was in high school. I was 17. I was a senior in high school, and we were having a challenge because I just got into K-pop. We were having a challenge to see who could learn Call Me Baby by EXO the fastest and the most accurate, right? So we gave ourselves a week to learn and practice the dance. We came back next week and did it. We both did so bad, so unbelievably bad. We both did so bad, but you know, it was a competition and I did not win. So I wasn't like upset or anything. I wasn't like, wow, I hate like K-pop and dance, but I used that just to like, that was just fun. Like I didn't use it for anything. Like I thought it was hilarious that we learned it. Like we were both so bad at it that it wasn't even like, it didn't make me upset. I just found it hilarious, and the fact that we learned it. I just thought it was very funny and I enjoyed it a lot, like the process of learning the dance. And so for any of my other like K-pop cover people out there, you know how to learn a dance. Mirror that dance practice video, you slow it down, you wish yourself luck. If all the members are doing something different, well, I guess you're picking a member. And so basically that's what I did. After I did that, BTS at that same time came out with a new video, the one for their song called Dope. They came out with a video for that, which was mostly like basically them dancing. It wasn't really a music video, it was more like just a dance video, but again, amazing. And so we saw that and we're like, is this sped up? Like, why do they look like they're being sped up? And we looked at like the video and we're like, it's not sped up, they're just doing it really fast. And so ever since we saw that video, us and our group of friends were just like dedicated to trying to learn that dance, which we did. We learned it pretty decently for like us being in high school with no dance experience at all. None of us had any prior dance experience. And so after that, sometimes we would meet during lunch and we would just start doing the K-pop dances. We would play it off the projector in one of the classrooms. It was a fun time. But on my own at home, after I learned Dope by BTS, I was just like, yo, these people are so cool, who are they? And I started searching up more about them and I found all their other videos and dances before that. And then like I just went into like a big like hole of like BTS and I was like, yo, these people are insane. I'm like, how did they do that? How does Jimin do these flips? And so it was, I don't know, I just found it like very like amazing. I was just like, I've never heard of these people. How do people dance this good? Because you know, like in America, like, you know, we have like good dancers and good singers and rappers, but not a lot of them can do both unless you're like Jason Derulo. On my own, I dedicated myself to just like wanting to learn those dances because I found it so cool. And so because I found it cool, I just tried to learn the dances for fun. I learned literally every single dance that came out by them. Almost every single dance. Every like main like title track dance or dance practice that they've released at the time. I am not caught up with their dances anymore. I did not learn most of the recent stuff that they came out with. I choose not to, I'm tired. So because of that, that's what sparked my interest for dancing, because I was just like, doing this feels so good. Like, because I would get home so early from school, not early, but like I would just be home alone because both my parents worked. I would just put the dance practice up on our like TV downstairs, and I would just like, it was such a big space down there, I would move everything and I would just go off and it would be the most funnest thing ever, and I loved it. And so like that sparked my interest in dancing because it just gave me a taste of what being a dancer felt like, you know? After that point, I thought to myself, I'm like, I think I want to like do more dancing. And so I wasn't at the time trying to make a career out of it, but I did have an interest in like doing it as a hobby, and then finding out that you could be a choreographer, like that was something I just dreamed of doing. So moving on now to college, it was my freshman year of college. I immediately was just looking for a bunch of dance groups. I did my research before I went to Loyola, and I was like, there's a group here called Couple Modern, and they dance. And I looked at some of their old videos, like from like WOD, and I'm like, these people are really good. And so I joined said Couple Modern, and so it was great. I met so many, most of the people I'm friends with now, like most of the teams I know now was because of Couple Modern, so I do give them a lot of like credit for that. So that same year also, like they let me choreograph because they were just asking for people to choreograph who wants to try. I don't know who let me choreograph, but I'll put my piece here, and it was actually like horrible because I was such a bad teacher, so only like 8 people were in the dance because it was so bad. After I learned those dances, I would go to the studio at Loyola, and I would practice from like right after practice, or like literally like any night. I would go there at 10 p.m. when all the classes ended there, like the fitness classes, and I would just straight practice until like midnight to 1 a.m. and then I would just leave, and it would just be the funnest time. Like I don't know how I was so dedicated then, but I was just like, I am going to commit, I want to just practice, and I would just practice all the dances over and over again. And even though I didn't make every piece that we auditioned for, like I just loved the dance. And so I like during that time afterwards, like in between time where I wasn't practicing, I would go back to the studio and I would choreograph. Looking back at those videos, I can really see how much I've grown. Like I've grown a lot in terms of my choreography, to the point that I can actually teach like 40-something people and have them like do it back. So I do like really love that part of myself and like the progress that I've made. A little bit after that freshman year, I auditioned, like because of the people on Couple Modern, I learned about a team called Puzzle League and the Peacemakers, and I was like, I'm gonna make this team with no prior experience. And so I went there and I did the audition. It was so bad, and then I had the audacity to think that I would make that off of that audition. I was like, no, you did so bad. Like in the moment I was like, oh, I slayed, and then I look back on it now and I'm like, bro, you're a goon. At that same time, I also auditioned for Coda, which I also didn't make. I thought I did better with Coda, but I also know why I didn't make it, because of, like, I'm still a goon. So at the time, I'm glad I got denied, because that motivated me to, like, you know, do better. Like, you know, just go back again. And so after that, my sophomore year, I was back on Couple Modern. We performed at Prelude, and I don't know what happened, but that year, like, I wouldn't say I, like, blew up, but, like, I felt more comfortable in my body in terms of doing the movements, that it just looked better. It looked like I wasn't noodle armed. It looked like, well, as much. It looked like I wasn't like struggling or forcing myself as much. It looked almost like semi-natural, and that's like a good thing for me. And then so after that, in the summer, I joined Boom Crack Dance Company. I auditioned for Boom Crack Dance Company, and that was fun. That was really fun. I did enjoy the piece. I don't remember said piece, nor do I have a video. We weren't allowed to film. But I did enjoy that audition a lot. I wasn't expecting to make the team. I was almost expecting it for the experience, but I ended up making it. So I guess the director just kind of just saw like some hope and like potential in me, potential in me. And so I was on it, still pretty young. And we did World of Dance Chicago, World of Dance New York. And those are really fun. I really enjoyed the set. The environment was a lot different than not what I thought it would be, but from that I'm used to with Couple Modern, and that's not a bad thing. They're very strict in terms of like how do I say, strict in terms of how they enforce their training, and that is for some people a very good thing. For some people it's like okay, but for some, I was like one of the people that was just like, it's okay, hit and miss. But without them, I wouldn't have gotten like where I am now. Like they taught me so many foundations, because they all know so many different styles that I would probably never really do elsewhere if I didn't like join that team. And I really appreciate that a lot, because it taught me so many different types of like swag, groove, like dance hall. It was great. I really loved it, and I learned how to pop from them, and like that's where I get all my popping exercises from. So I do owe them a lot. And I was only on that team for about 6 months. We did a video, and then I left. just due to just like I wanted to start my own team. I wanted to start Create in Motion, and when you're on that team, you're only allowed to be on that team, which is not a bad thing. That's how most teams like function in like LA and everything. But I thought it was now time for me to branch off into my own team, and so I left to make Create in Motion, which is playing. Is it playing behind me? Is it still paused? Wow, that's still paused. Our videos will be playing in the background, and I'm running low on battery, so we're gonna make this not quick, but you know, low on battery. I made my team Create in Motion. We started off with only like 4 members, which isn't a bad thing. I love that though, because like you gotta start from somewhere, and those 4 members weren't even the directors. I was my own directors. I was the director, because again, only 4 members. So we had 4 members. We did a lot of like showcases. We got accepted to a good amount of places. Like for showcasing, we got accepted to like Primo. We got accepted to the puzzle showcase. We got accepted to a good amount of just like places to like show our art and our craft. Eventually, we were able to get 7 members, and most of that was because they're just close friends of mine that really wanted to just like push me to do my best, and like, you know, just it helped support my dream goal. And so they joined the team, and in total, I think by the end of the first half of that year was 2018, so around like July we had like, how many members? I want to say we had like 10 members total. We had 10 members join. And so that also in July we did our first ever like big like dance performance at Masterpiece dance competition. We didn't compete, but I was really proud of everything we did. Like for the things that we went through and some of the stress, like I was so proud of us. Like it was amazing. I still really enjoyed it, and that performance still will always live in my heart. During that same year, I ended up joining the Peacemakers in the first half of 2018. And that was amazing. So I did that, and that also during that year I joined Coda during the first half of 2018. So I was on 3 total teams: my own, Peacemakers, and Coda. And then at that same time I was still choreographing for Kappa Modern. I wasn't on the team, but I was still always choreographing for them, just because, you know, they were my home at the time. That's where I came from. I wanted to help out, because now like I started choreographing for a lot of things, and I started teaching, so things just kind of blew up. I don't even know how. So from that, going into the second half of 2018, I moved up from the Peacemakers to the Puzzle League, and I eventually left Coda because I was just very busy and had so much going on. And so I just, like, after focusing on 3 teams and choreographing, I was like, okay, 2 teams and choreographing. From there, I stayed on Puzzle for a while. My team kept going as it usually has been going, so we're fast forwarding a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And now we're like around July 2019 was when we competed for the first time at Masterpiece Dance Competition. Literally probably still my favorite set to date, like ever. Like I love that set. We did It's One of Them Days by Kalani, oh man, by Kiana Lede. And we did that song. We just did a 1-song set. Like it meant so much to me. I put like literally all of my emotion. It was about mental health and like that empty space in your mind, like that feeling of emptiness. And so that's what I was trying to embody with our set, and I love that set so much. We didn't win, but well, we won Best Music, and I make mixes, so I won. But that set does mean a lot to me. I really like that dance, and everything that my members brought to it was just like amazing. I couldn't, like, the vision came through like perfectly, and so no matter what place we got, I was just super proud of them, because it was like the most like not advanced thing we did, because choreo wise it was something that they've already like done, like that's still the level that they're at, but in terms of formations and like technical stuff, like most advanced thing we've ever done, and I was so proud. Fast forwarding a bit, we did World of Dance, and pandemic hit, which put a pause on everything dance related. Beginning part of the pandemic, when we were in quarantine, my team, Create in Motion, decided to do online virtual classes for anyone to take it. We got a lot of people sometimes, and like a couple of people some other times, but I was still really happy with what like total like we got. It was still like a good amount of people that came through, and anyone can watch it back on our Instagram. If you would like to watch it back and learn some dances, like by all means go ahead. We have like 9 classes up there for people to take for whenever you want. So I'll put the link in the description below. But fast forwarding a little bit more until now, I rejoined the Puzzle League, and so I'm back on there. And Create in Motion is still doing good. We've had virtual rehearsals over Zoom. I have a new board that I love more than anything. Like they're the best board I could ever ask for. They literally do things without me asking them, and like they already know the process of everything, and that makes things so much better because they were on the team for a long time, and so having them on board, just like they know how things are supposed to roll, and that's like perfect. I think we're all caught up. Over the course of my dance life, I have like not been criticized, but like been looked at as like, oh, like you can do every style, you're very versatile. But that also means when you choreograph, you look like you're doing this person's style, you look like you're doing that person's style. It looks like you're doing something that's not your own. And as a dancer, like it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, like this is my style, or so easy to be like, oh, I don't know what my style is. Like there's no middle ground. You don't know both, and it's just like it's such a weird situation because it's so hard to just know your style because it won't ever feel like your style because it didn't come from you, you know? I mean, there's some people that move a very specific way and you can tell like, oh, that's their choreography, like I can tell. But it's just like in terms of like the style itself, like at least for me, like I can't have a specific style, totally just playing with the string. Because of that, during this entire quarantining time, I took a long break from choreographing. Oh God. I took a long break from choreographing, and when I got back into it during the start of the new season was when I really started branching out into different things. My company started doing foundation training, so that enabled me to choreograph to different, like with a different foundation in mind, you know? And so because of that, I was able to kind of branch out and try different things, and then try even like to mix everything together. And then so when we started doing our choreography for like our videos that we came out with recently on their channel, on Create Motion's channel, that was where it was my time to like experiment. That was where it was my time to really figure out like who I was as a dancer and who I was as a choreographer. And so those two videos are really the embodiments of like the things in my that I just learned over quarantine and that I've just been trying to like push through, because during the first half, right before COVID hit back in February, I did a show called Raw Showcase, and that was probably like my most like positively looked at performance ever. And it was just me. It was all choreography by me. It was just my own like set, and everyone loved it. And then once I got all that feedback, I knew I was like, this is my style. This is I think what I'm meant to do with my choreography, is what I did on stage right here. And my favorite piece that I've ever made will always be I'll Find You by Lecrae and Tori Kelly. Like, that piece was so well received, and even myself, like, I love that piece. Like, I was just woken up in the middle of the night and God just told me, he was just like, you know what to do. And like, I don't know, like I was literally like 4 a.m. and I was just like, I have the sudden urge to make this piece to this song, because I was just listening to music and God really gave me that song and that piece because he knew I needed it. I was so struggling to find the last piece, and he came through, and he was just like, I hear that you're worrying and I will help you. And I made that piece in like 30 minutes and I loved it, and I will never ever like take that piece for granted, because it means more than just a piece on that stage. It meant like that entire experience. So now with my choreography, now that I've like kind of found the style, I've been playing around with it to try different things. I've been trying to listen to different types of music. I've been trying to connect more of my dance to my faith, because I take my dancing and everything that's happened to me as a gift from God, because it's been happening to me so many amazing things have happened to me in such a short amount of time, and I'm still so young, you know? I've only been dancing for like 5 years, so it's like I take all those things as a gift from God, and we don't ever think that we have to pay him back for any of those things, because we don't. But it'd be nice to actually not think of it as paying him back, but giving back to him, giving back to others with the gift from God that we've received, because it's totally fine and totally easy to keep it for ourselves, but something that could be blessing to someone else, something that could bless someone else's life, I don't want to hold that to myself. I don't know, whenever I'm doing something connected to my faith, like I want to make it genuine. I don't want to half do it. Like I always take my time with these pieces. I always feel the most confident with these pieces. It always comes out so different and so amazing, and my team and other people just end up loving it, and like that's what I love. And so I really thank God that I'm able to provide that for other people and really just give people the ability to feel that and be inspired from it, because it also inspires me. It's a full cycle. But with that, I don't think I have much to say. I feel like I've talked a while. If you made it to the end of the video, please just leave a like. You're already here, so why not? Hit the subscribe button. Make sure, again, you hit the bell for notifications so you know when I upload. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a good and rest of your day. Stay blessed. It's been your boy, Don B. Peace out.